made a housewarming gift for my neighbor, and he threw it away. Keith put up a sign and stretched tape through our lawn. Entrance for normal people only. When he saw that I got a job at a coffee shop nearby, he made a fuss. He said he didn't want to see freaks in his favorite cafe. He chewed angrily on the sandwich I'd made and suddenly screamed in pain. There was a pebble in his food, and Keith broke his tooth. I swore I didn't mess up, but he wanted me fired. I begged them to let me stay since my mom was ill. I took care of her and myself. The manager was hesitant, but Keith threatened to sue the cafe. I got fired. Mom got worse. She ended up in the hospital, so I was alone and penniless. I worked part-time as a dog walker to survive. I was doing great until one dog ran through Keith's lawn. Chasing the puppy, I smashed a garden gnome right in front of Keith. He called social services. He filed a complaint and called me aggressive. He insisted they isolate me. He said people like me should live in a special facility. The social worker said if I committed one more violation, I'd go to a group home. Keith surprised me next morning. He hired me to trim his bushes. I did well and proudly told the social worker it was my job. It was only later I saw all the plants had been mangled. I couldn't do anything. My neighbor had me sent to a group home. A week later, I found out why Keith hated me. While I was packing, I looked in the window and saw him fall. Trembling in fear, I saw him on the floor. He was unconscious. When I entered the room, Keith almost fainted again. He learned his neighbor had saved his life by calling an ambulance and giving him CPR. But he couldn't believe it was me and burst into tears. He was no longer angry. He was miserable and confessed everything. 20 years ago, his wife gave birth to a baby like me. Keith wanted to give up the child, but his wife didn't. She went away. She and the baby died in a car accident. Keith blamed the baby. Only now did he realize it wasn't an extra chromosome that ruined his life. He gave up his son and family because of silly prejudices. Keith told the social worker everything. I'm going to stay home. I'm working again and getting ready for college. My neighbor helps me with math. How should we treat those who label people as normal or broken?